Welcome back. Today in our Sunday Spotlight, the effort to help a local Army sergeant get funding for a service dog that's already changed his life for the better. Take a look at the picture on your screen. That is U.S. Army Sergeant Justin Prosser and his new service dog, Aster. Aster has some very specific ways that he helps Sergeant Prosser, and he's going to explain those in just a moment. But the cost of the specialized training and caring for Aster, it's significant. And that's why our friends at WTIC AM 1080 Radio are hosting their Pets for Patriots drive. You see there's a QR code on your screen. You can make a donation using that code right now. You can also text the dog's name to Aster. That's A-S-T-E-R. Text Aster to 91999, and that will allow you to make a donation. We'll have all that for you again at the end. But joining me now in studio is Brian Shackman. He's host of Brian and Company, the morning show on WTIC. And you see there, joining us via Zoom is Sergeant Prosser and Aster, joining us from Kentucky, where Sergeant Prosser is on a short assignment. Welcome to all of you. Sergeant Prosser, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
I'm going to talk to Brian about the fundraiser first. I'll turn right back to you. Brian, how did you get involved in this? This is such a wonderful cause, and I know we're going to hear how it's affecting them. How did this all happen?
Well, first of all, Justin and Aster are awesome. First, and second of all, thank you, Eric, for having us on. One of my managers, Janine Lee, saw something similar in another city, and at WTSC, we've always been really supportive of our veterans, and she was inspired. She came back to a meeting. She says, we have to do this. And so we found a local foundation to work with us. And just the more we learn about what these service dogs do, these aren't comfort dogs. These dogs do real things for these veterans, especially if they deal with PTSD. And then we found out the cost, and we're like, we're in. And it's funny because the need is for a lot of veterans, but a lot of veterans don't know that they can get this kind of thing. So we want to get the word out to raise money, of course, for Justin, but we also want to let veterans know if they need help. There are foundations out there to get something like a service dog for them.
And we talked about it at the top, but you've got, you're doing this through tomorrow, this fundraiser. So as people are listening to us talk, this would be a great time to text that number, right?
Yeah, so you just, Aster's the name of the dog. He's a 2-year-old chocolate. He's gorgeous, as you can see, and you'll get to see him again. If you text his name, ASTER, to 91999, it's totally confidential. They don't keep your information. A lot of people get worried about that. And we have a couple $1,000s to go, and it pays for the whole vertical. We're talking the medical, the food, of course, the hours and hours of training for these dogs. And honestly, like for Connecticut, we need to sort of do these things for our veterans. We don't do enough for them, and they're here right in our backyard in our towns. A lot of people don't even know.
And 25 grand is the total bill, so a lot of money being raised.
It's a lot of money for one dog.
All right, well, let's turn to that one dog. We're going to go live now via Zoom down to Justin and Aster. So Brian was talking, Justin, about this idea that the dogs aren't just comfort dogs. They're not just there to be by your side. Tell me about what Aster does for you.
What Aster does for me is Aster especially lets me get some sleep. He wakes me up when I have nightmares, which is quite regularly. It's comforting knowing that, like, before I can even go into a full-blown nightmare, Aster wakes me up and keeps me from going in there, so it doesn't ruin the whole next day. It also, he just gives me comfort from anxiety when I'm out in public and all this other, when all the things that normal people don't think twice about, he just takes my mind off of all that and focuses on him. So that way I could try to, and like, just live a better life. And the last month has been amazing. He's allowing me to do things I never could do. I never wanted to do or did for like years.
Well, let me interrupt you for one quick second, because I mean, what a better goal than he just wants to live a better life. You have service-connected PTSD. It results in night terrors, and that's some of what Aster is trained about. That, like you said, something that might otherwise ruin your next day if that happens. There's now an intervention, and the intervention is the dog.
Yes. I mean, it's amazing that he's trained to literally, he turns the light on and gets in my face and wakes me up before I even get there. How he senses it, I don't know, but it's truly awesome.
And you've already seen the payoff in the month that you guys have been together. I know we're working right now, Brian's working right now to raise the money to pay for the rest of the training, but already you're seeing the benefits?
Yes. He's woke me up an average of at least 2 to 3 times a week in the last month. And like that, yeah, I get woke up, but I'd rather be woke up than woke up the other ways. Like having a dog wake me up is a lot more comforting than having terrors wake me up that unfortunately just doesn't go away.
You know, Justin, maybe you could talk a little bit about what caused you PTSD. I mean, this has been a long time ago that the incidents that occurred. Just tell people what actually caused the trauma.
Well, what caused the trauma was I was in Thailand in 1997, and a Thailand helicopter was flying overhead, and it exploded. And when it exploded, the rotor came, and they said if I didn't move, it would have cut me in half. So, like, the terror of like that rotor coming at you, and then seeing my friends hurt and everything else, just really, friends and fellow soldiers, just really messes with you over time.
And obviously, Justin, I mean, we're talking about you because we're raising money for this dog and we're seeing the real effects it's having. But there's a lot of other people who could benefit from dogs like this. Is that an important part of the message? Even as you want people to send that text or hit the QR code to donate, there's more people like you who need this help, right?
Oh, yes. There's a lot more people like me that need this help. And as I'm with Aster, people to say, oh, I wonder if that could help me. And that just brings up, because I work around veterans all the time doing with my job and everything. And I've been telling them, hey, don't give up, keep trying. And there's organizations that will help you.
And the organization here is the Forever in My Heart Foundation. They're based right in Middletown. And you were saying the dogs are from Ukraine.
These dogs were rescued at the beginning of the war, so there's like a double benefit. And they don't just do it for veterans, they do it for all people who may need a service dog. And so they saved a whole bunch of Labradors from Ukraine. And I also just want to point out, like, I'm a huge believer. I don't know if you have a dog, but I now have two. And I think dogs should be everywhere. I think they should be in schools. I think they should be in senior centers. I think they should be in places of labor. Like, there's something, and Justin can tell you, just having forget about just what the dog helps him with, just having that animal who you know is committed to you. I mean, this dog will turn around with his back to Justin and look out to sort of protect him. And the feeling that gives people like Justin is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. Dogs are amazing. Justin, I only have 30 seconds left, but I just want to, we have one more day left in this fundraising campaign to get this money. Give me your 10 or 15 second pitch. Why should people donate?
I just think people should donate to help the people who wrote the blank check for their country, that said they would give everything for them. And also just the fact that the amazing things that this foundation, Forever in Our Hearts Foundation, has done, and this dog has done for me in just a short time, it's totally changed my whole perspective.
Well, I think you've changed
life,
I think you've changed a lot of people's perspective this morning, and we appreciate you being with us. It's an awesome cause, an awesome mission. Good luck to you and Aster. And Brian, thank you for being with us and for doing this great work, doing the fundraising. Hope you reach your goal.
My pleasure. Thanks, Eric.
All right, guys, thank you. To make a donation to WTIC's Pets for Patriots project to raise money to help fully fund Aster to help Sergeant Prosser, you can text Aster, that's A-S-T-E-R, to 91999. Or again, you can scan the QR code. You see it right there on your screen. That is CT24 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning is coming up next. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll meet you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.